Hello guys, and welcome to a new series I'm making called Which Game is Better? And in this series we're going to be comparing two games of the same series and comparing them on three different categories, that being story, gameplay, and open world. And I'll tell you guys which game is better. I'm not going to be this comparison is spoiler free, so if you were worried about spoilers, you're not going to be getting any here. Anyway, Far Cry 6 versus Far Cry 5. Now, the first category that we're going to talk about is story, and let's start with the protagonists. In Far Cry 6, we have Danny Rojas, and in Far Cry 5, we have the Deputy. Danny Rojas is a decent protagonist. She's certainly not on the level of, say, Jason Brody from Far Cry 3. But she still is really cool. Like, there's this one cutscene that is really cool. I'm not going to share because spoilers. And yeah, it's just really cool cutscene. Whereas the Deputy is just, no. He doesn't talk a single time in the game. And yeah, it's just like, he just doesn't talk whatsoever. So while Danny Rojas is decent, she's certainly better than the Deputy, who is hardly even the character at all, in my opinion. So this point is going to go to Far Cry 6. Now we've got Antagonists, and this is a very easy point. Now in Far Cry 6 we got Anton Castillo, and in Far Cry 5 we got Joseph Seed. Personally, I thought that this might be an unpopular opinion, but I thought that Anton Castillo was a pretty generic villain. Nope. And now it's not his performance by Giancarlo Esposito. It's really just how they wrote Castillo. Which definitely cannot compete with a villain like Joseph Seed, because Joseph Seed is just such a good villain. This might seem like an unpopular opinion, but it's actually my favorite villain of the series. I know, controversial. I know. But, yeah, this point will go to Far Cry 5. Now we are going to talk about side villains, and this is also a really easy point for Far Cry 5. In Far Cry 6, the side villains just are meh. And they're just not as good as the Seed family from Far Cry 5. Seed family are, like, they are just over the top. Personally, my favorites are Faith and Jacob. John is also really good. And yeah, they're just really, really good side villains. Far Cry 6's side villains are okay, but they're certainly not as good as the Seed family from Far Cry 5. So at this point, we'll go to Far Cry 5. Now we're on to plot, which is the final thing for the story category, and I'm not sounding like a broken record here, but again, this is also a really easy point for Far Cry 5. I feel like Far Cry 6's plot focused way too much on I don't know how to say it. On Libertad versus Anton Castillo, whereas Far Cry 5 has a lot of different things in the plot. So this is a very easy point for Far Cry 5. Now we just finished the story category with Far Cry 5 in the lead 3-1. Now let's move on to gameplay. The first section we're going on is gunplay, and this is actually a very easy point for Far Cry 6. Yes, I know, a little bit weird because I've been thinking Far Cry 5 a lot. Anyway, Far Cry 6's gunplay is very good. They have different ammo types, which makes it much harder, which I really like. Are different, like, yeah. There are also a bunch more weapon types, like a really cool flamethrower, really good light machine gun. So this point will go to Far Cry 6. Now let's move on to stealth. Now stealth is pretty similar amongst the two. However, I feel like stealth is much easier in Far Cry 5. Yes, I know, weird. Because you can get silencers on your weapon really fast. You can also you can have It's just like you can get silenced weapons really easy, whereas Far Cry 6 takes a little bit longer. And I also like how the time to kill is shorter in Far Cry 5. So at this point, we'll go to Far Cry 5. Alright, I know that was pretty short, but that's it for the gameplay. Now let's move on to open world. First point is location. I honestly prefer Yara from Far Cry 6 because I'm an American, so I'm used to seeing all these vibrant settings, where Far Cry 6 I'm not used to it, so like I'm just like, yeah. At this point, gonna go to Far Cry 6. Alright, let's move on to side activities. Personally, I think that the side activities are better in Far Cry 5, mainly because like Far Cry 6's side content is boring and run-in-the-mill, whereas Far Cry 5 has like really cool side missions, like side missions that actually matter. I mean, Far Cry 6's side missions actually matter, but like not to you, matters to the game and does not matter to you. Whereas in Far Cry 5 it matters to you and to the game. So at this point we'll go to Far Cry 5. Now this leaves a final score of Far Cry 6 3 and Far Cry 5 5. That means that Far Cry 5 is in fact the better game. Now, I still really like Far Cry 6, and I actually prefer Far Cry 6's protagonist, but really, the rest of the story in Far Cry 5, a little bit of the open world, yeah, and a little bit of the gameplay just makes the whole game much better. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. That's the first ever Which Game is Better video made. I am planning on doing more, maybe Far Cry 6 versus Far Cry New Dawn, or Far Cry 6 versus Far Cry 4, or Far Cry 6 versus Far Cry 3. So if you guys would like that, I should leave it in the comments down below. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.